Paranormal Snapshot started as a 1 week challenge, a chaotic sprint to make an anomaly hunting game in just 7 days. If you missed that video, go check it out. Started as a simple demo quickly spiraled into something bigger, a fully fledged Steam release in just 3 months. This is the story of that journey, the highs, the lows, the absolute existential dread, and maybe even some useful lessons for anyone crazy enough to release their first Steam game. Alright, let's get everyone up to speed. The original Paranormal Snapshot was more of a proof of concept than a full game. Just a simple demo built in 1 week. The anomalies were pretty basic, objects moving, disappearing, or mysteriously showing up where they definitely shouldn't be. But the real foundation was the looping system, which used level streaming to create that eerie sense of deja vu. Despite the rushed development, playtesters really vibed with the atmosphere and the camera-based anomaly spotting. With that feedback in mind, I had a choice. Move on, or take this idea to a full Steam release. Naturally, I made the responsible decision and doubled down. But I promised myself, keep it small, keep it focused. Spoiler alert, that didn't go exactly to plan. Making a game for a jam is one thing. Getting it ready for a full Steam release, whole different beast. But that was the whole point of this project. Learning the process, start to finish. My main goal? Keep the scope small, expand on the demo, and resist the temptation to go full feature creep. First, I had to make sure the anomalies weren't just carbon copies of each other. Ooh, spooky, another table moved. Ooh, something written on the whiteboard. Yeah, that wasn't going to cut it. While some of those basics were fine, I needed variety, and I needed a system that let me quickly add new, fresher anomalies without breaking everything else. So I set up a parent actor to store all the anomaly related variables. Then used child actors to create different types. The result? A whole arsenal of complete weirdness. Audio anomalies, phones ringing, pianos playing on their own. I see you sleeping. Lighting anomalies, lights flickering, going out at just the right time. Material changes, swap a texture and suddenly something feels wrong. Hidden anomalies, only visible through the camera, making them extra unsettling. Movement anomalies, windows slamming shut, objects shifting when you're not looking. Finally, jump scare anomalies. You already know what those do.
Oh.
With this system in place, I could easily keep adding new levels, so I did. Over 100 anomalous floors made it into the final release. Yeah, it kinda got a bit out of hand. Another thing I felt was missing, a presence. Other anomaly games like Exit 8 have NPCs that don't interact with the player directly, but still make the whole experience way more unsettling. Enter Carl, the school security guard, or whatever name the community decides to give him on that given day. Sometimes he's just standing there. Other times he subtly turns to look at you, and then, of course, there are moments where he's crawling after you when you aren't looking. One regret I've had, the settings menu. I figured, hey, I'll just use an asset pack instead of making my own. I'll save so much time. Yeah, no. Turns out, wrestling with the pre-made settings menus took just as long as building one from scratch. Lesson learned. Sometimes cutting corners makes more work. Steam. I love how easy they've made it to release a game, but holy hell, figuring out for the first time was a process. With my self-imposed deadline creeping up on me, I had to learn fast. That meant diving into documentation, scouring Reddit posts, and ending up in the weirdest corners of the internet trying to make sense of it all. There's a lot of boring technical setup involved, stuff I didn't want to do, but I had to do. At first, I tried using the command line method to package and upload my game. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. Then, I discovered Steam comes with an executable version that makes the process way easier. It would have been really nice to know that earlier, but hey, we got there in the end. One massive help was this video, How to Upload a Game to Steam Step-by-Step Guide by Orodev. Seriously, if you're trying to release a game on Steam, watch it. I'll leave a link in the description. Even with that though, there was still some weird, finicky nonsense. For example, I ran into an issue linking my project to Steam, and after trying everything, you know what finally worked? Adding a random text document with my app ID inside of my project files. No idea why, no idea how.
All of this just works. It's not, I'm not kidding.
Nothing in my life has prepared me for the rollercoaster of emotions I felt watching complete strangers play my game. No filters, no sugarcoating, just raw, honest reactions. And somehow, most of them were positive? Seeing content creators and their communities react to my work was unreal. It was a dream come true moment. Watching their first encounters, their jump scares, their theories, it made everything worth it. I even got to see my game break language barriers, using Google Translate to engage with a Japanese streamer. Never thought that would be part of my game dev journey, but here we are.
あなたの献身的な姿勢が気に入りました。Thank you! ありがとうございます。Thank you, thank you. 気に入ってくれたみたいだ。
Of course, not every reaction was glowing. But even the criticism was fair. It made me realise things I might have caught with a longer dev cycle or wider testing. And honestly, that's invaluable. This right here, is why I love to make games. And I can't wait to do it on an even bigger scale. Like most AAA game launches, mine wasn't without its fair share of cursed bugs. But thankfully, I fell in love with Steam's update tools. Being able to link developer posts directly to updates, mwah, chef's kiss. It made rolling out bug fixes and new content so much smoother. Some of the most meaningful updates included, I added new flaws based on suggestions I saw in videos and content creators' live chats. Y'all really had some great ideas. Turns out the out of reality achievement was a little too out of reach, so I made sure people could actually find it. This one was interesting. The community was split. Some wanted more jump scares, others wanted to keep that eerie liminal vibe. I took the middle road, balancing new horror events with just the right amount of jump scares. Oh, and by the way, I've hidden 10 Steam keys in and around this video, so if you find one, make sure you claim it quickly. Looking back, it's wild to think that this whole project started as a 1-week game challenge. I got feedback, saw that people really liked the concept, and then in just a few months, I turned it into a full game on Steam. If there's one lesson I truly internalized from this, it's the classic advice that every beginner game dev hears: start small. You don't just hear it, you have to experience it to really get it, and now I get it. One of the biggest takeaways for me was the importance of more regular testing. A lot of players mentioned the head bobbing made them feel seasick, and in hindsight, that could have been caught way earlier if I'd done broader testing. For future projects, I'll be making testing a regular thing instead of just a pre-launch scramble. This game also gave me my first real taste of publishing. Not just throwing a game on Steam, but actually handling updates, bug fixes, and marketing. I've started building a list of content creators who responded to emails, give helpful feedback, and are excited to play indie horror games. That's going to be huge for my next projects. And speaking of marketing, I've learned that post-release is just as important as launch day. More planning, more promo time, that's the move. Lastly, and this might sound small, but it made a huge difference, keeping my project files clean and organised. I wasn't doing it for someone else, I did it for future me. and when I came back to update the game, I actually understood what past me had done. I've already carried this over into my next project, commenting everything, and honestly, it feels amazing to be organised for once. What's next for Newtforge Games? Great question, me. So what is next? I've already started working on my next project, and I'm really excited to take you all along for the ride. This time, I want to keep up a more consistent devlog series, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop. As for Paranormal Snapshot, there's one final planned update coming soon, mainly focused on bug fixes. And if you've been waiting to grab the game, it's currently 50% off in the Steam Spring Sale. For anyone watching this later, don't worry, Paranormal Snapshot will be discounted during every Steam sale, so you won't miss out. The journey doesn't end here, I'm just getting started. Newtforge Games has a lot more in store, and I can't wait to show you all. And just like that, we've reached the end of the first chapter of my game dev career. Paranormal Snapshot was a huge learning experience, and I cannot thank you all enough. Whether you watched the devlogs, bought the game, streamed it, recorded it, or left a positive review on Steam, every bit of support has meant the world to me. And this is only the beginning, as I continue to grow as a solo developer. If I could ask one last favour, please leave a like and subscribe. It seriously helps me more than you know and pushes my content out to more people. And hey, let me know in the comments what you want to see more of in future devlogs. More storytelling, more technical deep dives, or should I just focus on making myself funnier? I don't know, you tell me.
37 03 00.6 83 42 23.3